What's going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we are going to be talking about the life and day of Scrapper. Now, some of you may be asking, Murder, who is Scrapper? And honestly, a lot of people probably don't know who Scrapper is, so let's pretty much give you a breakdown on exactly who this champion is and show you what he's all about. So as we can see here, if you look to the bottom right hand corner of the screen, we have this rare void champion named Scrapper, conveniently placed the furthest from the fusion, so he has a lot to prove. On top of that, we can see from the left hand part of the screen, he has tons of competition. So this guy is already the underdog, he has a lot to prove already. So let's pretty much show you what he does and pretty much give you a rundown of what a day in the life of Scrapper actually looks like. So as we can see, here is our friend Scrapper here. He can't even manage to wear a full set of armor. Everything's pretty much weighed against him overall. Since he was released as a champion, he only has 4 reviews because honestly, people just don't know or don't care about this guy whatsoever. On top of that, plarium isn't helping at all. They only gave him 2 abilities. Most champions have 3 abilities. They felt he only needed 2. So once again, this guy has a lot to prove. He does have 1 attack, places a shield. This is fine. Requires a ton of books on the A1. A2, he has interesting synergy with destroying enemy max health, and he ramps up his damage based on critical hits and further decrease max health on the targets overall. The decrease in max health synergy is coming from his passive here, and he does have an aura for the very useful Doom Tower because this guy's absolutely going to be seen as the leader for all of your Doom Tower teams. Now, the next thing to talk about and to address is the problem of how many books he actually takes. As we can see here, rare books are an incredible issue for this game. I have 1,445 books. There's pretty much no way you can get rare books in this game. It's unfortunate. Plarium needs to address this. It's obviously a problem here. And on top of that, we have our level 60 Scrapper. Once again, we have 4 Scrappers here, all competing for a spot to see who gets a slot in the main role of daily playtime for the raid user. So quickly, to start off Scrapper's day, what are we going to do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is change this all from normal to hard, because we're only interested in hard here. And then we're going to head straight into the Scarab King dungeon. Now, at this point in the day, Scrapper's pretty early in the morning, so he's going to start off his day by soloing the Scarab King. Some people said it wasn't possible. Scrapper, like I said, has way too much to prove. He isn't taking no as an option, so it may take him about 2 years to get through each and every single wave here, but he's determined and nothing can really stop this guy. You're going to see as we start clearing through the waves that this guy's pretty much an unstoppable force, and there's nothing better than willpower. I don't care what gear you have, I don't care what masteries you have. The will to live, the will to survive, and the will to earn a spot on a raid player's roster means everything to Scrapper. So let's watch and see how he does. Now that moving on to stage 2, that took pretty much a minute. I guess it didn't take too long. I was kind of over exaggerating, but still, Scrapper has one thing on his mind: kill that Scarab King. Nothing's gonna stop him. War Chief, he does reflect damage. Honestly, Scrapper doesn't care at all. He's just simply going to heal, place on his shield, do a little bit of damage. As we can see here, Scrapper is literally ramping. Alright, now that Scrapper has passed the first 2 stages, he is now fighting the boss that is going to make or break this champion. What's going to happen? Is he going to survive? And honestly, he's just not taking damage. He worked way too hard, came way too far to lose all of it at the end here, so he's going to show this Scarab King who is boss here. Now, he does have interesting synergy. He has 2 shields that overlap each other. It really makes no sense, but if you put enough healing onto a champion, they're going to do fine, and they're going to be able to solo this guy no problem. But don't tell Scrapper that, because he's determined that he's going to be the first champion to be able to solo this, and who am I to steal the thunder and the glory from this awesome rare champion? Alright guys, as we can see, this determined void rare champion with everything to prove, absolutely nothing to lose, actually pulled it off. With ability names like Showstopper and other flashy names, this guy pretty much screams, I need attention. here we have it. So this is his pretty much morning ritual of soloing the level 30 hard Scarab King. Now, is he going to go for more? Probably not, because he's not absolutely insane. So what does that leave for the rest of the day? It's very common to find our friend Scrapper in the Nightmare campaign. Now, what is he doing in the Nightmare campaign? He's doing everything he possibly can to make sure you get the gear you need, especially if you're in the early game. Farming a stage like this can grant you 6-star speed boots, and speed boots are very important. So what Showstopper is trying to do for you here is farm this as just one champion. If you want to throw in food, that's absolutely fine. He's not going to fail. He does not take failure as an option here. So he's just pretty much going to fly through this at his own pace. Nothing too crazy, but it is very safe. And after he has in fact finished this run, we do have a 4-star pair of boots that he worked very hard for you to sell. So after that, he's going to move on to bigger and better things. Something like Stage 8 Valdemar Strait, because everyone needs lifesteal gear, so why not get your player who's determining on using Scrapper or not a pair of 6-star lifesteal boots to kind of boost the progression, mostly in the clan boss, but it can absolutely be used in pretty much every other aspect of the game. Now, while his health is getting low, don't be worried. This guy has no intention of failing, and he has way too much on the line to fail you, especially live in this video. Once again, after all of his hard work, he gave you yet again another pair of 3-star lifesteal boots that you can sell for that awesome 3,000 silver that's going to play a huge role in your silver deprived accounts. Now that he's had a good time in the Doom Tower and the campaign, what is next for our friend Scrapper? You can commonly find him in the evenings in Faction Wars. However, he does tend to make pretty much the same mistake over and over again. He really enjoys soloing stage 14, however he quickly forgets that he only gets 12 keys per day, and even with the extra keys, as of right now, he doesn't have enough to show you his full potential. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you stage 9. Nothing impressive, pretty much any champion in the game can do this. However, Showstopper just does it with so much more finesse, so much more determination. It's really hard to overlook, and so it would be foolish for him not to show you, to try to get you to use him in your account if you don't plan on going on this fusion, or if you have a spare Scrapper lying around, to see what he can in fact do for you. Alright, as we can see here in stage 9, Showstopper coming in with a hot 36 seconds. This guy's on fire. He's all about the speed runs. He prefers doing things himself. He does not work well with others. So at this point, you're probably wondering, Murder, what else could you possibly be showing about this champion that we haven't already seen? Well, this pretty much comes to the greatest part of the video, on where he spends most of his day pretty much just sitting in this window here, flexing on the other 4 Showstoppers, saying, hey, I'm 6-star, I'm ascended 6 times, you're 1-star, you're 3-star, you're level 1, you have no shot in this roster. However, it's possible that someday these other 4 Scrappers will also be level 60, fully ascended, to join him on some more fun content in this game. Now, one thing that you may be wondering is, what kind of gear do you have on this champion? Well, great question. We're using regeneration gear and immortal gear. Regeneration isn't a gear set I normally have pretty much available to me, so it was very hard for me to build this. These are his total stats here: 45,000 health, 2,300 attack, 2,300 defense, 226 speed, 100% crit, 150 crit damage, 310 resistance, and accuracy does not matter at all for this champion. As far as masteries go, honestly, masteries are nothing special. This is kind of a random build here. This was pretty much just for the Scarab King in the Doom Tower, but it works everywhere else, as we saw. So the question now goes to the player: will you guys be using our friend Scrapper here? Is he worthy for your roster? Give me your feedback, let me know. How are the other rares comparing to this guy? Plarium obviously placed him the furthest from the fusion for a reason, so he had everything to prove to you in this video. Is this going to change how you feel about the champion? Let me know below. As always guys, if you enjoy content like this, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like the video, and I will see you all in the next upload.